Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kody Brown has always been a loser, so it was only natural that he didn't take it well when his ex-wives decided to move on in real life. He wanted to wreck Christine and David's marriage because he was disappointed when they got married. Christine, on the other hand, decided not to invite him to the ceremony and continued to prepare. Kody continues to refuse to support the diva, even though she married David. Kody and Christine were spiritually united for 27 years. In November 2021, she was the first to break up with him, claiming that their relationship was over. Kody was too focused on Robin to notice Christine's needs because Christine wanted different things from her marriage. After leaving him, she moved to Utah and soon met David on a dating app. The couple got engaged when they exchanged rings and got married in October 2023. The man who was once considered the glue of a plural marriage has reportedly called one of his ex-wives desperate for some attention after she made a public appearance discussing her healing journey following a divorce, a move that has shocked the Sister Wives fanbase and reignited outrage against polygamist patriarch Kody Brown. The comment, which surfaced following a candid and sincere interview from one of the Brown family's former wives, either Meri, Christine, or Janelle, depending on camp fans' speculations, struck a deep chord and demonstrated the ever-widening gap that exists between Kody and the women who once committed their lives to a shared covenant of marriage, motherhood, and family unity. According to camp fans, Meri, Christine, or Janelle was the one who gave the interview. The dismissive remark wasn't just another snide jab, it was a cruel symbol of everything that fans believe Kody has become: emotionally cold, egotistical, and willfully blind to the pain his actions have caused. Sources close to the situation say that when the ex-wife was asked to reflect on her personal development since leaving the plural marriage during a recent panel or podcast, Kody allegedly laughed and made fun of her, saying, "She's just desperate for some attention. Always has been." The statement not only belittled her story, but completely disregarded the years of silent suffering that came with trying to maintain peace in a family structure that was clearly favoring one wife, Robin, above all others. Fans were quick to point out that the woman Kody was referring to had only occasionally spoken negatively of him publicly up until this point, and that her recent openness was more about reclaiming her narrative than it was about launching an attack. However, Kody, in typical Kody fashion, was unable to bear the attention of another person unless it was on his terms. When one considers the numerous on-camera instances in which these women were visibly struggling to gain his affection, only to be gaslight, ignored, or made to feel inadequate, the arrogance of calling an ex-wife attention-seeking is especially damning. The women of Sister Wives have repeatedly taken the high road, while Kody spirals into public tantrums and blame games, including Christine's tears over being repeatedly rejected, Janelle's frustration over being financially entangled with Kody while receiving none of his time or energy, and Meri's devastating emotional exile following the catfish scandal. The fact that it encapsulates Kody's unwillingness to accept responsibility makes the most recent insult even more jarring. Instead of admitting that his actions brought his wives to their knees, he twists the story and portrays them as dramatic, disloyal, or desperate for attention, the very characteristics that his fans have come to associate with him. It is impossible to ignore the hypocrisy. This is the same Kody who has been broadcasting nearly every aspect of his family's life on national television for more than a decade. He has enjoyed the attention of being the polygamous dad, with his own reality show, played the victim whenever things did not go his way, and lashed out at the very women who contributed to the success of the Sister Wives franchise. And now, because one of them dares to speak freely after escaping the suffocating weight of emotional neglect, she's suddenly desperate for attention? It is delusional and beyond insulting. Within a few hours of the quote going viral online, social media took off. Comments such as "Kody needs a mirror," "classic narcissist behavior," and "why is he so angry his exes are finally happy," were flooding Reddit threads. On TikTok, viral videos deconstructed Kody's reactions layers of toxicity, drawing comparisons to standard strategies for emotional manipulation from fans. YouTubers who regularly cover the show started labeling Kody's behavior as not only immature but dangerous due to its gaslighting effect, in which he tried to disprove the truth about his ex-wife by portraying it as an act of seeking attention. Some even went so far as to describe it as abusive, not in a physical sense, but rather in terms of the emotional and mental toll that comes from being repeatedly rejected by someone who once claimed to love you. The insult is even more hurtful considering the emotional journeys these women have had to undergo just to regain a sense of self-worth. For years, each of them fought for love in a system that clearly no longer served them, and yet they stayed, for the kids, for their beliefs, for the promise that things might improve. That kind of emotional resiliency ought to be praised rather than mocked. When Christine realized that love without respect is hollow, she left. Peace over financial codependence was Janelle's choice. Meri tried to maintain the family ideal before finally leaving, despite being absent for years. And Kody says that they're doing it for attention, now that they're smiling, dating, writing books, and starting wellness businesses. The irony is mind-boggling. This comes from a man who had a televised meltdown because he was losing control, who seemed to be more upset about appearances than relationships, and who was so completely in love with Robyn that people now think of them as a couple who are cut off from reality, like a fortress of illusion built on the ashes of a failed family experiment. In addition, a lot of viewers couldn't help but point out how little Kody has done to fix the problems with his older children, some of whom have openly criticized him in interviews and on social media. He appears determined to safeguard his fragile ego by lashing out at those who hold him accountable, rather than repairing relationships or reflecting on his mistakes. Even more bizarre is how he seems to have forgotten that it's these very women, the so-called attention seekers, who kept the family together during the hardest times. Janelle was in charge of keeping track of the books when finances were tight. Christine was the one who brought the smiles to the children when Kody was emotionally unavailable. Meri was the one who took the brunt of the family scandal and attempted to safeguard the family name. But Kody portrays them as fame-hungry opportunists now that they are free, strong, and enjoying themselves away from him. They are not desperate for attention, Kody. They are now reclaiming the respect they were denied for years out of a desperate need for it. TLC is also being urged to pay attention by fans. Many people think that the time has come for the show to stop protecting Kody's image and start holding him accountable for the things he says and does. If this happens in the next season, which it absolutely should, viewers hope it is shown openly and not dismissed as another one of Kody's emotional outbursts. Because the truth is, Kody's words carry weight. They shape how fans see the ex-wives. They fuel narratives that have the power to either uplift or deplete. And right now, calling a woman desperate for attention for simply sharing her truth is not only tone-deaf, it's cowardly. These women have endured spiritual oppression, emotional neglect, humiliation in public, and now character assassination following a divorce. They continue to rise. What Kody fails to understand is that attention isn't the goal, it's liberation. And it's fine if that liberation results in a platform, a book deal, or an appearance on a podcast.